Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. You know, every group of people has kind of formed around their own rules. In some groups, the rules are written and well explained and well known. But in other groups and other rules sometimes are not spoken, and you don't know about them until you break them. It's always fun watching when someone new to the church comes in and sits in the spot where a regular usually sits, and then the regular comes in and they go, "You're in my seat." And nobody said there was a rule about who could sit where. The Apostle Paul has something to say about these kinds of rules. In Colossians chapter 2, verses 20 to 23, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, it says, "You have died with Christ, and he has set you free from the spiritual powers of this world. So why do you keep on following the rules of the world, such as don't handle, don't taste, don't touch? Such rules are mere human teachings about things that deteriorate as we use them. These rules may seem wise because they require strong devotion and pious self-denial and severe bodily discipline, but they provide no help in conquering a person's evil desires." Here's the underarching principle of this. You have died with Christ, and you've risen to walk in a new life with him. You've died to your old way of life, and now you have a new life to live. And that new life sets you free from the spiritual powers of the world. So live like you are free. I remember one time a friend of mine had just come home from basic training, and we went out to eat. We got our food, and the second we sat down, he had eaten. I'd taken like 3 bites of my burger, and he was already done, burger, fries, shake, and all, because he was used to having rules that only gave him just a minute or two to eat. And I was expecting a nice leisurely conversation, and he's done and jumping up and ready to go because he'd learned to follow the rules of boot camp. And I don't know how long it took him to slow down at eating again, but he'd gotten in a habit and gotten in a pattern of following those rules and had a hard time breaking it. The new life sets you free, and you can live like you're free. And all of those rules that people have, they have the appearance of wisdom. They look like they're good. Takes a lot of devotion. Takes some self-denial. Takes a huge amount of discipline. And boy, they work hard at following the rules, and they set up a system in their own minds and tell themselves how good they're doing by how well they're following the rules. And Paul just wipes it all out by saying, it is no help in conquering evil desires. Because that's really what we're about in the new life, is we're setting about to conquer those evil desires that still creep up and let them go and bring them to Jesus and lay them at the foot of the cross and remind ourselves that they're dead as well. We conquer those evil desires by replacing them with new living desires. Things like a thirst for God's Word, a desire to pray with impact, a willingness to share and to teach others. Those are desires that build godly and good things in us, and we replace our evil desires with those desires. Don't listen to other people's expectations. Don't be bound by what other people want you to do. Instead, fulfill God's expectations. He said that we're to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, strength, and mind. And furthermore, we're to love our neighbor as ourselves. Let's work at fulfilling God's expectations and let other people's expectations and rules fall by the wayside where they belong. Fall by the side of the road in a ditch somewhere, because we've moved on, because God has given us a new life. God bless you.